'cause mama, I'm sure to handle now, yes I am. I try to speak loud in the world, but I'm a man with the greatest fear. Got to knock on me, but I love you better than him. Take my hand, don't be afraid, I won't prove every word I say. Advertise enough more praise so you can face it there with me. Oh, my Lord, not by the desert. Tips in love. That little thing on my life, you can't call so mama, I'm sure hard to handle now, yes I am. Hey, hard to handle that. See, baby, here I am, a man all the same. Give me what you want, but you got to bring it home to me. There's a good little love and then I got a little more in store. When I get the baby thorn and all, know you'll be around for more. Boys run on, not mind the present. Touch and love, pretty little thing in my life, you can't recall. So mama, I'm sure I'll handle now, yes I am. Yeah, honey, handle baby. Get it. Can't call so mama, I'm sure hard to handle now, yes I am. Yeah, hard to handle that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hard,
success, no stress, and lots of happiness. Not gonna blast you on the radio. Not gonna lie to your family, no. Not gonna hate you in the magazines. Not gonna compromise. Not gonna diss you on the internet. No, I'ma try me better than that.
things never seem to change, and every day I stay the same. Moonlight swelling through the trees, it never seems to wane. Sometimes I feel like I'm a silhouette, like my imitation leads me towards regret. Sometimes I wish that we had never met. I'm faking every step, stealing all the breath out of my lungs. Got me in the dark speaking in tongues. Tell me, when did this stop being fun? We're undone and uncomfortably numb. You're stealing all the breath out of my lungs. Got me in the dark speaking in tongues. Tell me, when did this stop being fun? We're undone and uncomfortably numb.
Disconnected, out of mind, I'm unaffected by the times. Misdirect me on a dime, break me with something slight.
Born in a compromise, raised on white lies.
They say the road to hell is paved with gold.
At 25 I feel content with caution, dodging my halo, dodging my halo, dodging my halo.
You're stealing all the breath out of my lungs. Got me in the dark speaking in tongues. Tell me, when did this stop being fun? We're undone and uncomfortably numb. You're stealing all the breath out of my lungs. Got me in the dark speaking in tongues. Tell me, when did this stop being fun? We're undone and uncomfortably numb. Uncomfortably numb.
We're undone and uncomfortably numb. The seasons change, we stay the same, so we're blue in the face. I need the pain to soothe my brain.
You're stealing all the breath out of my lungs. Got me in the dark speaking in tongues. Tell me, when did this stop being fun? We're undone and uncomfortably numb. You're stealing all the breath out of my lungs. Got me in the dark speaking in tongues. Tell me, when did this stop being fun? We're undone and uncomfortably numb.
Uncomfortably numb. Change, we stay the same. The seasons change, we stay the same.
We're undone and uncomfortably numb.
I know she said it's alright, but you gon' make it up next time. I know she knows it's not right. There ain't no use in lying. Maybe she thinks I know something. Maybe she thinks it's fine. Or maybe she knows something I don't. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of trying. It seems to me that maybe it pretty much always means no. So don't tell me, you might just let it go. And oftentimes we're lazy. It seems to stand in my way. 'Cause no one, not no one likes to be let down. I know she loves the sunrise, no longer sees it with her sleeping eyes. And I know that when she said she's gonna try, well, it might not work because of other ties. And I know she usually has some other ties, and I wouldn't wanna break them. I wouldn't wanna break them. Maybe she'll help me to untie this, but until then, well, I'm gonna have to lie to her. It seems to me that maybe it pretty much always means no. So don't tell me, you might just let it go. And oftentimes we're lazy, it seems to stand in my way. There's no one, no, not no one likes to be let down. It seems to me that maybe it pretty much always means no. So don't tell me, you might just let it go. Harder that you try, baby, the further you'll fall. Even with all the money in the whole wide world. Please, please, please don't pass me. Please, please, please don't pass me. Please, please, please don't pass me by. Everything you know about me now, baby, you're gonna have to change. You're gonna call it by a brand new name. Ooh. Please, please, please don't drag me. Please, please, please don't drag me. Please, please, please don't drag me down. Just like a tree down by the water, baby, I shall not move. Even after all the silly things you do. Please, please, please don't drag me. Please, please, please don't drag me. Please, please, please don't drag me down.
All I know is something like a bird within her saying, tell me all that you know, I'll show you snow and rain. When you hear that same sweet song again, will you know why? Anyone who sings a tune so sweet is passing by. Laugh in the sunshine, sing, cry in the dark, fly through the night. Don't cry now. Don't you cry. Don't something like a bird within her sang. All I know, she sang a little while and then flew on. Tell me all that you know, I'll show you snow and rain.
It's time for Lincoln Potters Baseball.
You got to pump it up, but don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up, but don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up, but don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up, but don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up, but don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up, but don't you know, pump
Today's
it up.
broadcast is
You've
brought
got
to you by
pump it
Stones
up,
Radio
but don't you
Network.
know, pump
Now
it
let's
up.
potter up
You've
to the
got
booth.
pump it up, but don't you
Hello, everybody. Good evening and welcome to Lincoln Potters Baseball for the summer of 2024. We're at McBean Stadium in lovely Lincoln, California. My name is Mark the Phantom Lowe. I am your play-by-play voice. I'm here with my engineering buddies. There's Chris Toy, the toy man, right over there to my left. Riley, the engineer, the breakout star from last season. He's behind me. Stones McCoy, the titular head of the networks, is milling around somewhere as he says, I'm not going to come out to any games. And here he is in the first game. He's been here for an hour already. So we are ready to go here for another exciting season of Lincoln Potters Baseball. First game today of a 40-game home season. Amazing, a 40-game home season. And by the looks of the crowd, it's going to be a fantastic season. Great crowd out here for game number one against the Novato Knicks. It'll be the Potters and Knicks in the season opener. Knicks coming in from, I don't know, I guess Novato, wearing those red shirts that they always wear, taking on the Potters wearing the orange Potter outfits today. The Potters led by Jackson Halverson on the mound, the right-hander out of McClatchy High School, going to Sacramento State University. He will be first pitcher for the Potters this year. Last night it was the Fan Fest. It was 3 hours of fun and frivolity. It was a pretty good alumni Potters game, current Potters and the alumni. The alumni, I think, came out on top in that game 8-4 by some hook or crook. But I'll tell you, some of those alumni, well, let's just say they're a little bit bigger than they were when they played for the Lincoln Potters, and we'll leave it at that. So we are getting ready to go. Halverson is warming up. We'll take a look, if we can, at the Novato Knicks starting lineup on your screen as Chris Toy takes over and gives us that starting lineup. Medin starting off, then Nazario, and Schaefer, Savastari, Pikowicz, Holtz, Delangis, Garcia, and Herder. Daniel Killingsworth is on the mound for Novato in this one. We're just about getting ready to start with the 8th season of Lincoln Potters Baseball in this latest iteration, our 7th season covering the Lincoln Potters, and we are looking forward to it. Here's Quinn Medin, the center fielder, and we are underway in 2024. The first one hits the batter, and that's kind of how you start summer baseball. The first pitch just rides in on Medin. He goes down to first base with a little bit of a sore arm. Hopefully Quinn will be okay as he is hit by that pitch. Coming to us out of Santa Rosa Junior College, the Bear Cubs. So Medin goes down to first base. Benny Nazario will be the next hitter. Benny is playing at third base. He is from the College of Marin. Most of these guys, Sonoma State University affiliated. College of Marin, Santa Rosa Junior College. Next pitch is a fastball from Halverson, just a little bit too high. 1 ball and no strikes. Great crowd out here for opening night. The first of, like I said, 40 home dates, up from 32 in the past. Coming off a great season last year. Next pitch is a fastball, and somehow that missed. And the umpire and I, it took 3 pitches, and we are going to have a problem because I like that pitch on the outside corner. But unfortunately, 2-0 as the scoreboard is working. This is a miracle. 2-0 pitch is swung on, fouled at the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. So scoreboard's working. I'm working. Chris Toy is hard at work over here. Riley, the engineer, again, the breakout star of last year's broadcast. He is more like a shadowy presence around here rather than an actual worker, but that's kind of the way we prefer it. Willie Preston, of course, the best in the business to my right, the PA voice of your Lincoln Potters, and he does a tremendous job, is not really saying it strongly enough. He does an otherworldly kind of job out here running the show. 2-1 pitch is fouled off, an inside fastball from Halverson, who seems to be bringing it up there at a pretty good rate. I don't know. That's the thing. The new season brings hundreds and hundreds of new interns, in which I have no idea, except I know Ryan is working on the field today. That's a female, Ryan, R-H-Y-A-N, and I think that's Jason over there to our left because he gave us the lineups. Other than that, no idea what's going on. 2-2 pitch is fouled off back to the screen. Stays at 2-2, but I see a lot of people in orange intern shirts walking around, and I've seen the intern look for the last 7 summers, so it's a very familiar look, that kind of zoned out look where they're looking beyond where they're actually looking. And it's only the first game. It's only the first inning, ladies and gentlemen. 2-2. Throw over to first base by Jackson Halverson. We'll take a look at the Potters defense right after this pitch, since I forgot we were supposed to do that a long time ago. Because it's the first game, okay? Coach for Novato kind of walking, grazing over there in that third base coaching box, just walking aimlessly in circles. And I find that disturbing. But he looks okay. Then a good lead over at first base. 2-2 pitch. He's going. Pitch is hit sharply up the middle. Griffiths tries to cut it off, can't do it. It's into center field for a base hit, picked up by Malbrough out there. He gets it into the infield, and with a base hit to center field by Nazario, the Knicks have first and third, nobody out, and Lucas Schaefer, the left fielder, coming to plate. Let's take a look, if we can, Chris, at that defensive alignment for your Potters. You got Cal Elvis in left. You got Marlboro in center. White Bulky out in right field today. Tandy at third. Prusky at short. Brett Griffiths at second. Hudson Brown at first. Andrew Sloan behind the plate. And Jackson Halverson is on the mound. First pitch swung on and missed by Lucas Schaefer, also from the College of Marin. Right-handed hitter playing out left field today for the Knicks. And their coach, who continues to wander aimlessly at third base. Swung on and missed again. Again, Halverson has a little bit of a little bit of pickup on that ball. 92 strikeouts in his senior season at McClatchy this past spring. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled at the plate. Pops out of the glove of catcher Andrew Sloan. Max Shabastari is on deck, and then Jaden Pickowitz, the first 5 hitters in the lineup for the Knicks. But it's 0-2 on Schaefer. Swung on and missed a high fastball, and Halverson just overpowered Schaefer. Gets his first strikeout, the first strikeout of the Potter season. Brings up Max Shabastari, the shortstop out of Sonoma State University. Max up here first and third. 1 out now. A very short lead by Nazario over at first base. Swung on and missed again, so Halverson seems to have found his groove a little bit. Hit the first batter on the first pitch, then Nazario snaked a single up the middle to put runners at first and third. A strikeout of Schaefer brings us 0-1 to Max Shabastari. High fly ball, center field. Going back is Quincy Malbrough. That'll be well enough to get the run in from third. And going halfway is Nazario at first base. It's a sacrifice fly by Shabastari, the first run of the year scored by the Novato Knicks. And they lead this one 1-0. Shabastari picks up the RBI. Medden the run scored, and it'll bring up Jaden Pickowitz, the designated hitter, also from Sonoma State, first left-hander of the day. That one hit pretty well by Shabastari, kind of carried out there. Quincy Malbrough in left center field. Just got the ball back in to keep the runner first, and there goes that runner. Pitches a strike. The throw to second by Sloan, takes a hop and goes into center field, but not advancing is Benny Nazario. So he didn't get a big lead in the previous hitter, but he went right down on that one. And he is at second base as we look around to this great crowd, and we see the Kung Fu Karate Kid. The Karate Kid, we have 5 or 6 Karate Kids wandering around. Riley wants to go take them all on. Fastball's high and outside. So I think you could probably take 2 of them, Riley. I mean, they're probably about 8. So I think you could take 2, but I had that one guy with the frizzy hair. I think he takes care of you. 1-1. No, you're not going to. The Vulcan grip. That's down low, blocked by Sloan. 2-1. Pickowitz followed by John Holtz, the catcher. 3-game series against the Knicks to kick this season off. Tomorrow, 6:05, it's a fireworks night. So if you don't have tickets, you want to get them and come out here. Fireworks nights are always quite special. That's hit foul over by the Potters dugout. New coach, or new manager, Tyler Robertson over there, getting out of the way of that one. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sunday is an afternoon game, as always. Military Appreciation Day on Sunday. Starts at 1:05. Tomorrow, 6:05, since it's a fireworks night. 2-2 coming up. Hit sharply down to first base, handled over there by Hudson Brown. He steps on the bag, and Alverson is out of the first inning. 1 run on 1 hit. We come back. The Potters come up for the first time. They trail it 1-0.
Situated on the corner of Lincoln Boulevard and 5th Street, this iconic building has been the home to several hotels over the decades, the most famous and longest running of which was the Lincoln Inn. Having undergone several renovations and architectural changes, this building is the current home of Old Town Pizza, which boasts not 1 but 2 floors for your dining enjoyment, including open-air seating on the roof. Stop in for a slice today. Or stop by the Lincoln Museum to see the 300-pound cash register that used to adorn the front desk of the Lincoln Inn. For more great history, visit the Lincoln Area Archives Museum and, by appointment only, take their free walking tour of historic downtown Lincoln.
Welcome back to McBean Stadium. We just saw the first appearance of Piper the Peacock this season. Piper forgot to put his jersey on. It's almost like coming to the park and forgetting a computer or something. It's kind of just very important for Piper to have a jersey, and now he's got one. I don't know if it was a special, he has a special dresser down there in the front row, but Piper now with a new blue look this year. Very snazzy, very shiny look for Piper. As he wanders there, making he was going to take on the Karate Kids, but that didn't amount to anything. So they're still there for you, Riley, if you want to go after him. Daniel Killingsworth warming up for the Novato Knicks, who have the 1-0 lead in this one, the inaugural game of the 2024 summer season for your Lincoln Potters. They'll start off Logan Pruski, then Quincy Malbrough, and Jake Tandy, the first 3 for the Lincoln Potters, as they look to even this one up as Killingsworth finishes his warm-up tosses. Tomorrow, 6:05 for the fireworks, and then 1:05 on Sunday. Then Monday's an off day. Tuesday, a single game. Wednesday, an off day. Then some more games next week. We got a couple of teams coming in. The Legacy is coming in. We've got the West Coast Kings are coming in. We've got a lot of teams. Bay Area Admirals, I believe, will be in for 1 or 2 games. So all kinds of stuff going on here. And then, of course, the Potters, very exciting, getting in the new league this year, the Pacific Empire League, with the old foes, the Healdsburg Prune Packers, also the Solano Mudcats, West Coast Kings Gray, but bringing in the Medford Rogues and the Humboldt Aces this year. So looking forward to that. League play starts in about the middle of June, but we've got a lot of action for you before that starts. Starting right now, let's take a look, if we can, at the Potters batting order here. Logan Pruski is going to start us off. Malbrough played last year. Andrew Sloan, who had a home run in last night's alumni game. Brett Griffiths and Wyatt Balky, the 2 from ARC. And then Colby Amaral out of Waldorf University batting in the number 9 spot. So that's your Potters lineup. And Logan Pruski will start us off out of Folsom Lake College. Logan hit it at .307 this past season. Folsom Lake, another good season for the Falcons. Logan's playing at shortstop, and he's ready to get us started here. First pitch is right on that corner for a strike from Killingsworth. Potters again lost that game to the alumni last night 8-4, but as mentioned, Andrew Sloan hit one off the light post in left field. That's fouled back to the screen by Pruski. Quickly 0-2. Just a great crowd here on opening night. A little bit cool for an opening night. It's going to be a little bit warmer tomorrow, then real nice on Sunday, and warming up big time next week. So great time to come out and check out the Potters. Swung on and missed. A strikeout for Killingsworth. He puts Pruski down on strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the first, and Quincy Malbrough will be the hitter. Also from Folsom Lake, Quincy had a real good season this year. .359. Playing out in center field. LincolnPotters.com is where you go for all your information, tickets, and all that kind of thing. As we mentioned, a lot of home games, 40 of them, and they're crammed big time into the next basically 2 months and 1 week. Quincy takes a ball and an off-speed pitch, 1-0. So you want to get tickets, you want to get them now. Obviously, special events, 4th of July, fireworks is always a big one. That might be sold out already. I mean, they don't tell me these things. I just have to guess them. That's also down low, breaking ball, 2-0 on Quincy. Jake Tandy, the third baseman, to follow. Potters trailing 1-0. We're in the bottom of the first. First game of the 2024 season. Great crowd out here looking out to the grassy knoll. They've kind of done a little bit of work here. Hopefully going to get Matt Lundgren up here later on to talk about some of the things that the team has done to the stadium and some changes that have been made, improvements that have been made. There's always a bunch as it goes to 3-0. Grassy knoll looks like it's got a little bit spiffier down there, a little sidewalk action, a nicer fence, but still the knoll retains its knollness. 3-0 pitch coming up. That is in there for a strike. I don't know if you can catch this, Chris Toy, with your cameras, but number 9, number 10, and number 11 behind home plate are killing me. We don't have that ability, but they are just killing me. That's inside for a ball. We've got 3 guys, probably little leaguers, 10, 11 years old, and they are just eyeing it. Number 9, number 10, and number 11 lined up in order numerically, so I got to give them credit for that, these kids today. Jake Tandy, your hitter, with Malbrough going down to first base on the base on balls. First base runner for the Potters. And here's Tandy. So 9, 10 will tell them they can't switch spots. They've got to stay right there. And it's like they're pitching coaches. They're checking things out, you know. Oh, there goes number 11. He says, I've had enough of this. And then 10 and 9 have to follow him, but stay in order. Malbrough, good lead at first base. Pitch on the way, gets by the catcher, and there goes Quincy down to second base. A wild pitch. John Holtz doing his best, couldn't flag that one down. And Malbrough goes down to second base. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. The fan who was upgraded to the best seats in the house today was a guy having a birthday, and it was Brian Adams. And I thought it was Brian Adams for a second because I thought he was born in the summer of '69. High fly ball right field. Herder has it. He's going to make the catch. Malbrough's going to tag. A strong throw by Herder, but offline. And it gets by, and then did it go into the dugout? Yes, it did. It's a wild throw, and scoring is Malbrough to tie it up at 1-1. So Tandy flies to right. Malbrough tags. He'll score on the air on the right fielder on the throw. The Potters have a run. The Knicks have an error, and we have a tie score at 1-1. Anyway, I don't know if Brian Adams is still. Oh, yeah, he's down there eating a hot dog. So Brian Adams is not that Brian Adams. But, hey, he would be welcome. I know he's a Canadian gentleman, but he would be welcome at Lincoln Potters Baseball. Family fun and affordable entertainment in Placer County. Hudson Brown, the first baseman, is the next hitter. Left-hand hitting first baseman, takes that one low for a ball. Hudson, red shirt out of the University of Kentucky, so he's out here ahead of his teammates, who we have a couple of them coming out after Kentucky finishes their postseason run. They are just playing. I think they lost today in the SEC tournament, but they'll be getting a high national seed for the NCAA baseball tournament, and definitely will host a regional, probably a super regional as well, if they make it that far. 2-0 on Hudson Brown. Andrew Sloan on deck. Killingsworth's fastball swung on and missed. So a walk to Malbrough, then a wild pitch. Fly to right field, a poor throw, and Quincy scored the first run for the Potters, and we are knotted up at 1. Hudson takes down low again, 3-1. We're in number 35, big left-handed hitter Hudson Brown. Getting an early start on the Potters season out here in game number 1. 3-1 pitch, he takes a fastball, it's on the corner, 3-2. Hudson was thinking about skipping on down to first base, but the umpire said, not so fast, young fella. 3-2. Breaking ball down low. Nice job to hold off on that one. And Brown is the second walk of the inning for Killingsworth. He is at first base and brings up Andrew Sloan. Andrew, who's done some time with the Potters before, out of UOP, hit .206 this year in 31 games. Had the home run in yesterday's alumni game, right off the pole out in left field, off our buddy Anthony Perez. And I don't like to make Anthony look bad. I just like to say his name because he's a great guy. It was great to see him and all the other Potters in the alumni game throw to first base. Brown is back. Chris DeLangis manning first base for the Knicks. That is in there. No, that is a ball. 2-0. Chris, I know I am really late on this, but if we have the defensive alignment for the Novato Knicks, can we throw it up on the screen for the people? Schaefer, Medin, Herder, Nazario, Shavastari, Garcia, DeLangis, and behind the plate, John Holtz. On the mound is Killingsworth. Thank you, Chris. That's outside for a ball. I think it's 3-0. The scoreboard says 2-0. Inside for a ball, and the scoreboard was right because now it's 3-0. Shows me that the scoreboard is just going to be ramped up this year. It's had its problems in the years gone by, is all I'll say. 3-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 3-1 to Andrew Sloan. Brett Griffiths on deck. Good lead by Brown at first base. 3-1 coming up from Killingsworth. Hit well to right field. Moving over is Herder. Still moving over. Now he's camped under it and makes the catch. So well hit by Sloan, but Herder makes the catch. 1 run for the Potters. We go to the top of the second. We're all tied at 1.
Astro Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Here in Michigan, we do more than just survive the winter. We thrive during it. You simply can't keep us away from what we love most: great times and amazing beer. The snow transforms the landscape and lays the path for adventures yet to be had. Trails ready to be explored, and freshly groomed hills ready for the first run of the day. And later, as the sun descends, it's time to unwind with great conversation and even better friends. Experience a taste of Michigan winter with Founders Brewing Company, born and brewed in Michigan.
Top of the second inning. Glad you're with us on this first game of the Potters season. Jackson Halverson out on the mound for the Lincoln Potters. He had a strikeout, gave up a run and 1 hit in the first inning. He'll face John Holtz, Chris DeLangis, and Max Garcia, the first 3 hitters for the Novato Knicks, as we go into the top of the second inning. First game of the season for the Potters. Great crowd out here. The grassy knoll is pretty full. Also, the kiln down there, the VIP section, it's a madhouse down there. It's crazy down there. Dogs and cats living together. It's nuts down there. Also, all the great fans right in front of us. Brian Adams still sitting down there, I think. Probably have to get brought up for an interview or something, maybe, you know. I don't know. Summer of '69 is not bad. You know, it's yeah. Not the one about not the Robin Hood song, though. Everything I do for you, or whatever that is. That's not true. You can't just blatantly lie. Everything you do for somebody else. Come on, what are you, Mother Teresa now? Anyway, John Holtz against Halverson. John takes that one high and outside. John out of Sonoma State as well. He's followed by DeLangis and Garcia. Halverson from McClatchy High, recent graduate. Headed for Sac State. That's hammered out into center field. Marlboro, though, going to his left, has a beat on it and makes the catch. Hit well by John Holtz, but ends up in the glove of center fielder Quincy Marlboro. One out, and here's Chris DeLangis, the first baseman. Marin College, or College of Marin for Chris, the left-hand hitting first baseman. The Knicks with the red jerseys, the white numbers, and then the white shoulder stripes, or whatever you call them. I don't know, the piping, I guess you'd call it. Gray pants, looking good. I like that. Halverson's first pitch is high and outside. It's 1-0. Haven't seen anybody with the Leatherby's ice cream helmets yet. Got a lot of great stuff. Oh, I didn't even mention this. This is, if you're thinking about coming out to a Potters game, which of course you will, in the time from when the gates are open until the first pitch is thrown is happy hour. So I don't know what that means. They won't tell me, but I'm beginning to think maybe it makes it a good time to come out and have a beverage. I mean, they call it happy hour. So come in, get your seat, get over there. We've got the beer stand out there. I don't know what they call it. Some kind of fancy place now. It was my idea. They never gave me credit for it. But it's a tremendous place out there. You can actually go out there, sit over there in the beer place, and watch the game on the screens. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Inside for a ball. But happy hour from gates open until first pitch. And then we got Fat Cat. The hot dog guys are here. And there's a check swing. It is just a little inside, and Lund just gets the base on balls. No. Oh, that was the latest. Wouldn't they go to replay or something for that? Did they pull the crowd behind the screen? That was odd. I like it, though. Let's get that out of the way first game, okay? We're going to take the guy, let him go. If he goes more than 2/3 of the way to first, you have to let him go to first. That's a rule. Max Garcia, the second baseman. Just a recent graduate of El Cerrito High School, headed for Sonoma State. Takes that first pitch down low for a ball, I think. I don't know. I might have to change my mind now. So all kinds of great places. The line at the Fat Cat hot dog place was fantastic. Sharply out toward shortstop. Picked up and thrown across by Logan Pruski, and the out is recorded. Good inning for Halverson. We go to the bottom of the second. We're all tied, 1-1.
Being a laborer means everything. It was what took care of me when I was growing up. It's what takes care of me now. Because of President Biden and the money he's put into infrastructure, the need for our workforce to expand is out of this world. When our members are able to go to work on these big projects that are funded by Biden's economic investments, it means continued growth in their wages, in their pensions, in their health benefits. It means they're going to be able to take care of their families.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
Welcome back to McBean Stadium. Just had the first Piper race of the day, running the bases. Piper versus 5 of the kids from the same team I think I saw before, and they all just cleaned his clock. And Piper needs to learn, you don't fake like you got a hurt leg if everybody's just way faster than you. You got to save that for when you lose a close one. You just got dusted, bro. It happens, okay? You got the new suit, the blue suit this year. And you picked the wrong people to race against. That was one of the strongest fields I've seen in all the time I've been out here. So Piper 0, everybody else 1 as far as the Piper mascot race. Daniel Killingsworth kind of started his warm-up tosses. Then he said, there's kids running around in a big giant peacock. I think I'll hold off on my warm-up tosses for a while. I thought it was a good idea by Daniel to kind of pull that back a little bit until he's just getting done with his tosses. And John Holtz guns it down to second base. We're going to get Brett Griffiths, we're going to get Wyatt Balke, and Cal Elvis, the first 3 hitters for the Potters here in the bottom of the second. Brett Griffiths out of ARC, Stones and I, and Chris Toy, and Riley Engineer. We have the pleasure of doing American River College, not only baseball, but softball, football, basketball, and everything. We do them all, so we're very familiar with Brett Griffiths. He had a tremendous season this year, hitting over 400 in conference play for ARC. Takes the first pitch inside, so it's great to see him out here. He's got a fantastic rooting section as well. Grandmas in Reading, great-grandmas in Oregon. They're all, hopefully they found out about the broadcast and they're checking it out. Brett takes that one for a ball. Just some of the best people you'll ever meet. So we're definitely rooting for Brett out here as he makes his Potter debut. Great year at American River College. He's playing second base tonight for the Potters. He takes outside for a ball. 2 walks from Killingsworth in the first inning. He did get a strikeout, but he has fallen behind 3-0 on Brett Griffiths. His American River College teammate Wyatt Balke is on deck. Brett takes inside for a ball. Third base on balls issued by Daniel Killingsworth. Here's Wyatt Balke, also from American River College. Wyatt was off to a really good start, hitting over 300, but had an injury and missed a bunch of games. Only played in 19 games this year. I believe he came out of Folsom High School. Brett from Jesuit High School. He is down at first base, and Balke at the plate. Big right-handed hitter out in right field today for Lincoln. Off-speed pitch in there for a strike, so he's down in the count 0-1. Cal Elvis on deck, and then Colby Emerald for the Potters. Balke in the number 7 spot. Wyatt fouls that one off to our right, 0-2. Brett Griffiths a short lead over at first base. Schaefer, Medin, and Herder in the outfield for the Knicks, and they are playing straight away and deep, especially in center field. Quinn Medin. 0-2 coming up from Killingsworth. That's fouled off. Kind of in on his hands. He thought about it, said, I'll just foul it off just to make sure. So it's still 0-2 on Wyatt Balke. We're in the bottom of the second, game number 1 of the Lincoln Potters summer season 2024. Not really excellent summer weather right now, a little bit cool out here. As Chris Toy says, it's beautiful because he has no nerve endings in his body, so he does not feel heat or cold. That is high and outside. Like the guy in the James Bond movie who couldn't feel pain. That was in one of the great movies, but it did have, I think, Christmas Jones, the Denise Richards as a nuclear physicist. So I mean, it did have its it did have its selling points. I'm not saying, 1-2 throw over to first base. Just a kind of a crazy casting choice. I don't know. Maybe it's me. 1-2 on Wyatt Balke. That's hit sharply into right field. That's a solid base hit. Griffiths is going to round second. He's going to hang up there. As coming up throwing is Brandon Herder, and it was on the money to third base. But Balke singles to right. First hit in this one for the Beavers. They've got first and second. Nobody out, and Cal Elvis, the hitter.
The Potters. We're not playing the Beavers today.
Did I say Beavers? You did. Okay, that's right. Okay. Hey, I'll tell you. When you get older, you forget where you are. I mean, am I at a Beavers game? Balke got Griffiths. Come on. Although Cal Elvis, Sac City College, and they had a tremendous season this year as well. They made it, I think, to the Final Four in Northern California Community College playoffs. So tremendous job. They came up against San Joaquin Delta, and those guys are just a powerhouse. But anyway, back to the Potters. Okay, I don't want to get off. So Cal Elvis, brother of Cole Elvis, who played for the Healdsburg Prune Packers. So if you want to bring the room down, there you go. Also University of California, I believe. So here's Cal Elvis at 233 for the Panthers this year. Colby Amaral on deck. 2 on, nobody out for the Potters. Yeah, well, 70% I'll get it right. That's pretty good. Fastball's on the corner. Good pitch by Killingsworth. 0-1 on Cal Elvis. Looking down to see who the first base coach is. I don't think we have one. So, I mean, you're on your own at first base. Wait a minute. Don't say that because Stones is probably listening. Swung on and missed. And he has done some really good job. He's done some really good work at first base. I don't think he's ever lost a game. So I know he's somewhere in the building. So if he knows there's no first base coach, we might see him dash out of the clubhouse very soon.
Yeah, he might be in there changing.
He's probably getting ready right now. That's why there's nobody there. 0-2 pitch coming up to Elvis. Just misses outside. 1-2. Tyler Robertson, the new manager. I think Tyler Malone and Mike Levine are the on the coaching staff, but I have to go down and familiarize myself with them. Of course, they probably would be mad if I say it's the Potter or it's the Beavers. 1-2 pitch just misses again. It's 2-2. Elvis wearing number 4. Potters with the orange outfits today on opening day. Kobe Amaral hitting the 9 spot. He's our DH for Tyler Robertson today. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. High fastball. Got him on strikes. So Elvis is the second strikeout victim for Daniel Killingsworth. And that will bring up Kobe Almiral, who's out of Waldorf University. Hit .266 for Waldorf, which I believe is in Iowa. They don't tell me everything here because they know I'll get it mixed up and I'll start calling the Potters whatever the Waldorfs are. But he's up here with 2 on and now 1 out. Logan Pruski, the top of the order, on deck.
You're very cute dancing, but you may not run away.
That's good parenting. She just told the kid not to run away. I like that. It's good parenting. I should have thought of that. That's in the dirt. Nice block back there by John Holtz behind the plate. 1 ball, no strikes on Kobe Emerald. Potters with runners at first and second. 1 out here at the bottom of the second. See a fan down there keeping score. Tremendous. Great job, sir. Look out. That sails over his head off the glove. Picked up by Holtz. Almost had a chance to try to get Griffiths at third, but Brett is safe. He's at third now. Balky is at second on the wild pitch. And Emerald with a 2-ball, no strike count. Bounce house. Not, well, it's getting a little bit of activity down there. Down the third base line on the way to the grassy knoll. Swung on and missed. Good fastball. Killingsworth and Halverson both with some pretty good velocity on the fastballs today. First game of the season. 2 balls, 1 strike on Colby Amaral. Breaking balls hit out to right field. Going to slice toward the bullpen area and then out of play. A foul ball by Kobe Almiral. Evens the count up at actually 3-2. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes on Kobe Almiral. Fouls that one off. Teams playing the 3-game series. Potters will have Monday off, play Tuesday, have Wednesday off, and then next week a very busy week. 4 games Thursday through Sunday. Just like I said, check out LincolnPotters.com. There's just a lot of baseball, and most of it is here at McBean Stadium. And most of it is crammed in the month of June and then into July. So make your plans now and check out the schedule. Figure out when you can make it out here. And maybe if you can, try to figure out if you can come out here the night where the Knights come out and fight each other. And the Knights in armor. Those kind of nights. That's a great one. Fastball misses 3-2. Star Wars night, Harry Potter night, also great nights. Disney night. But the night when the Knights are out here, the KNIGHCS Knights are out here just wailing each other. That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And a little bit scary. Full count, runners at second and third. Hit down to third base, but foul. Nazario scoops it up. And we'll do it again, 3-2. Killingsworth comes set. Breaking balls down low for a ball. Emerald tremendous at bat, gets the 4th walk through the first 9 hitters given up by Killingsworth. And here's Logan Pruski, who struck out to open the Potters half of the first inning. Out of Folsom Lake College. Logan's at shortstop today for the Lincoln Potters. He's got a bases loaded situation in a tie ball game. Swing and a miss, a high fastball. So Potters chasing a little out of the strike zone from Killingsworth, giving him a little bit of a break there. Falling 0-1 in the count. A right-hander delivers. Off-speed pitch it to the right of shortstop. Scooped up out there, going to go across the diamond to first base. The throw gets away. 1 run is already scored. Here comes the second run. Coming around third, thinking about it is Amaral, but he's going to stay put. So the Potters, Griffith scores and Balke scores. Going to be a single for Pruski at first base. He'll get 1 RBI. The second one scores on the wild throw from shortstop. That's the second throwing error for the Knicks, and they're going to have a little meeting at the mound. So we'll take a little bit of a break here. We are in the bottom of the second inning. Potters leading this one 3-1. Back to action here. The Knicks have had their powwow, and they are back in the dugout. Killingsworth still out on the mound facing Quincy Malbrough. Takes low for a ball. Quincy walked and scored a run back in the first inning. So Logan Pruski is going to get 1 RBI on that one. He credited with an infield single. Then the second run, that is Balke, scored on the wild throw from shortstop Shavastari. Breaking ball is fouled back to the screen. Evens it up at 1-1 on Malbrough. It's going to be a tough play for Shavastari the whole time. He had to go deep into the hole and throw it to first base. So consequently the infield single, but the run scoring on the wild throw has to be charged to the throwing error. Malbrough from Folsom Lake College. Great year for Quincy this year. .359 average overall. It's a sharp one out to second base, handled out there by Garcia. He throws to first for the out. Moving to third is Pruski. Malbrough hit it well, but right at Max Garcia for the second out. That'll bring up Jake Tandy, who flied to right his first time up. Jake playing at third base for the Potters. Solid season, .258 for UOP this past season. Also made 3 pitching appearances, so a pitcher hitter, Jake Tandy. Played 44 games for the Tigers. He's got a runner down at third, but now 2 outs here in the second inning. Killingsworth on the hill as there's activity in the pen for the Knicks. That's a nice breaking ball in there for a strike. Got a right-hander up for Novato. Imagine Killingsworth's up near 50 pitches, if not more, with the 4 walks he's given up. Oh, 1 pitch. Misses, 1 ball and 1 strike. Hudson Brown on deck if Jake can keep it going for the Potters here in the bottom of the second, trying to give new manager Tyler Robertson his first victory of a very long season, very compact season. That's fouled out of play by Jake Tandy. Goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Can't get over the kiln down there. The VIP section is just happening down there. Just people partying. First game of the season kind of partying. That's a snazzy new Potters shirt I'm glimpsing down in front of us. Good merch. They come up with great merchandise here. Fantastic. Got a new Potters peacock hats 1-2 pitch misses. Those look good. Stones has already modeled his. Although how he got it, I don't know. He just disappears. All of a sudden comes back with a sweet new hat. And again, there still isn't a first base coach as far as I can tell, unless he's playing it really casual and standing right by the dugout. 2-2 coming up to Tandy. Lined into center field. That is going to get down for a base hit and a run batted in for Jake Tandy. Potters score for the third time in the inning. Their third hit of the inning. It's 4-1 now, as scoring is Pruski. And that'll bring up Hudson Brown, who drew a base on balls his first time up. Tandy waiting on the breaking ball perfectly. Shot it into right center field, right in front of Quinn Medine. And now he gets a good lead at first base, does Jake Tandy. Brown takes a fastball, misses high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes with Andrew Sloan, the catcher, to follow. Potters will come up with 3 in the inning on 3 hits and 1 throwing error for the Knicks. That's fouled back to the screen. Almost got the Stones Radio Network's cameras, and that was close. Early on, second inning, first game, right back at the cameras. Chris Toy visibly shaken by that close call. Riley, the engineer, is not affected because he has no idea what's going on. But Chris was paying attention. At the last second, he tried to go out and move the camera, but it was just, he couldn't do it. 1-1 pitch now to Hudson Brown. Good looking pitch, but misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Probably Killingsworth's last inning, we would think, with activity going on in the pen. That fastball is on the corner for a strike. Two balls and 2 strikes. Short lead at first by Tandy. Popped up left side. Will it stay in play where everybody's pointing at it? Going after it is John Holtz, and it's out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes. Three runs in for the Potters. Make that 4 runs there for the Potters on the single by Tandy. Swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. Potters score 4 times in the inning. We go to the top of the third. They lead at 5-1.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
Welcome back to McBean Stadium. First game of the season. Mark the Phantom Low here with you. Also Chris Toy on engineering. Riley the engineer is also engineering, allegedly. Stones McCoy wandering around. And speaking of wandering around, look who just wandered into the booth and demanded to be put on the air. It is Potter legend, pitching legend, Mr. Brock Ragit. Brock, thanks for dropping by, man.
Phantom, it's good to be back.
It's great to see you. I just want to ask you one question. Last night, we had the Potters legends against the Potters team, and their legends there were people out. I mean, Matt Lopez was here, Middleton was wandering around. We had Garcias were out there, Craig Schmidt. All the Potter legends were here, and yet I didn't see you. So, what does that say, really?
I know. I don't really have an excuse for it. I couldn't get out of some plans I had, but I'll be out here next year, I promise you.
I tell you, it was fantastic to see the guys, and you don't realize. I mean, I've been doing this. This is year number 7. You've been around the team for a long time as well, so you kind of. It's not like you forget people, but you just kind of go, "Oh yeah, Lorenzo DeBreck." I've talked about guy. Larry Fonseca was out here. It was just fantastic. Logan Worm. Well, I mean, you can't have everything, but Logan Worm was out here, so it was just a great night to be out here. We missed you out here, but it's great that you're out here tonight.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I saw the list of guys who showed up last night, and I was a little disappointed in myself.
Brandon Herter's the hitter for the Knicks, as we're in the top of the third. Well, first thing I wanted to ask you about is you're working now over at William Jessup. Doing your. I thought you were the pitching coach, and I talking to you a little while ago. I think you're more important than that.
I don't know about that, Phantom. I don't know about that,
by a title you are. I mean, you're like assistant coach out there?
Yep. So last year we had a little coaching change. Ty Mitchell, our old head assistant, took off and off to bigger and better things now back in the Bay Area.
Awesome.
The job opened, and then Trev offered me the job and couldn't say no to it.
Well, so you're assistant head coach. You're the pitching coach out there, and that's surprising because I've seen you pitch. But I've also seen you. You were the pitching coach here for a couple years, and you did a fantastic job. And so that is no surprise. It's just nice that you kind of. It's not that you fell into something, but it seemed that you found something that you really love doing.
Yeah, it's a passion, man. I get to work with guys every day and hopefully make an impact on their lives. And I couldn't be happier with what I do.
Well, we're in the top of the third here. We got a walk to Herter. The batter is Quinn Medden, and he's going to take Hine inside. I know it's kind of sappy in a way, but I mean, to hear you talk about that, to hear you talk about finding your passion, what part in all of this play, your time with the Potters, when you look back on your time with the Potters, what do you remember the most?
I mean, the relationships that I built with the Potters. I mean, you look at my career now and like who I work with and who I surround myself with. Like Ryan Stevens is on our coaching staff too. Like he came over this summer with
a legend, yeah,
along with me, and he was my coach in 2018. And now I get to continue to work alongside him, and it's something truly special, man.
Nice throw down to second base, but not in time as Herter steals second.
And on top of that, man, like you look up and down our roster, you see a lot of former Potters.
Yes,
now calling Jessup their home. So
right. We talked to Trey Furry yesterday. He is out here. What a tremendous season he had. And the thing that would really impress me talking to him a little bit yesterday is he was the NAIA Player of the Year. I mean, this is a big deal. But he was more wanting to talk about having his guys on the team and the kind of camaraderie you guys had out there on that team this year.
Yeah, it's more than a game, man. Like you hear people say it all the time, but it's a family we have over there. Like guys are going to be here, for the rest of their lives. Jessup's a staple in their careers, and the guys that have played with the Potters, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it seems like that. You mentioned Ryan Stevens, and of course Ryan was the manager here for 5 summers and did a tremendous job. And there are a couple of things that were hallmarks of his teams were, one, they never gave up. And number 2, it just seemed like they all pulled together, even though they all came from different places. They all pulled together really quickly. So, watching that, how has that affected the way that when you're coaching kids, how you coach?
It's the same way. It's the same way. It's what we preach, man. I mean, Trev and I can talk about it, and Ryan can talk about how our season went last year.
Right.
And, revamping things, choosing a different approach to how we, go about the game and go about the business on the field. That was our biggest goal for this year, and, it paid off.
And you guys are making the big move, right? I mean, this is going to be. Everything you did last year was fantastic and everything, but now all of a sudden it's not going to the big boys table really, but you're moving to Division II next year.
Yep.
And how has that changed the way you guys do your? Maybe it hasn't changed the way you do your job, but how has it changed the way that maybe the school is looking at everything?
So it definitely helps. I mean, we got the Blue Disc title to our name now, so that always helps everything. That's a good play.
That's a nice play by Hudson Brown to get the retire Nazario for the second out. Brings up Lucas Schaefer. Herter's still down at second base, but a nice play by Hudson Brown. And that's we haven't met or anything, but he's from Kentucky. He's a redshirt. He's one of those guys that plays with the big program, but he's a redshirt this year. So it's nice for him and for guys like that to get out here and get a real early start on the season. They can really spend some time out here.
Absolutely, man. The biggest thing with those guys, they get some consistent at bats, and they can take what they do in the summer right into fall, and then hopefully earn that spot, in the spring season.
Well, Parker Halverson, Jackson Halverson. I always want to call him Parker because I think it's a really good name. What do you see in him so far?
So the biggest thing I see with him is his ability to throw strikes. Honestly, he's got 2 pitches consistently in the zone. That's something huge, especially from a starting pitcher that he can execute 2 pitches in the zone. He's got that changeup too. Haven't seen it too much, but he hasn't really needed it yet. I don't know where that was.
No, that's a Potter legend right there. That's a Potter staple. It took me 3 pitches, and I was already arguing with the umpire. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's
some things never change.
And
man.
I love when there's at least 4 guys walk off the field, and nobody else moves. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Good inning, Brock. Great talking to you. You got to stay here. We got to do a little bit more. We'll do the bottom of the 3rd right after this coming back. Potters lead this one 5-1.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student-athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Back at McBean Stadium for the bottom of the 3rd, first game of the season. Mark the Phantom Low here with you. 5-1 Potters, joined by Brock Ragit, Potter legend, assistant head coach and pitching coach over at William Jessup University. Exciting things happening over there, but this is when I look at can't see the forest for the trees. Chris Toy points out as we go to break that you're kind of sporting a different look, and as I look at you, you trying to look younger or something? What's going on with the frosting up here? What's going on?
Talking about my bleached hair, we got Jason Riviello, a Jessup guy over here. Same thing, bleached hair. Trev and I made a deal that guys played well in the conference tournament that we bleach our hair with them. Full team buy-in. Full team buying.
So that's
Trev
the kind of thing you got to do. I mean, you say it, you got to do it. Right?
Yeah.
There's your credibility out the window.
Yeah, exactly. Ryan did it too. So if you see Ryan, he's got bleached hair. So.
I got to see Ryan. I haven't hooked up with Ryan yet. I've seen him a couple times out here managing the Legends. Again, I guess you didn't get the call. Andrew Sloan starts it off. Brett Griffiths and Wyatt Balke. And after this pitch, I want to ask you about one of the roles that you have now as the assistant head coach. Look out! That hits him right on the helmet, and he takes the helmet off, doffs it to the fans, and he is going to go down to first base. So Killingsworth still on the mound, a little bit surprised. He's thrown a lot of pitches in the first couple of innings, a little bit surprised. They did have some action, and they still have some activity. But I wanted to ask you, as Andrew Sloan, more importantly, looks to be okay as he goes down to first base. Brett Griffiths from ARC, one of my personal favorites, coming out here. But you and I were talking a little bit about that. You're involved in the recruiting now. Is this your first time doing that, and how are you taking to that?
So it's not my first time recruiting. So my position at Jessup before I kind of went full-time with the baseball team was I was a recruiter for multiple sports on campus. So I've been recruiting for a couple of years now, but now I'm strictly baseball.
And you're out here just kind of look. Do you have like a checklist of things? Or are you just kind of getting a general, kind of like getting familiar with some of these kids?
Yeah, just getting familiar. Just kind of seeing who's out there. You hear about some of these names throughout the course of the year just with the local JCs and stuff like that. But the spring season, it's kind of tough to get out and watch these guys.
Right.
So
you're a little busy getting your hair frosted and stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
The hair's taking up all my time. But, this is a good chance to come out and actually see them live and see if their numbers add up and – they check the boxes.
And the thing is, this time of year, as you well know, the Potters, a lot of their roster doesn't come out until after their school season, the D1s or D2s, whatever it happens to be, or NAI as it were. They're not out here. So this is a great time for community college players, maybe even some high school seniors, but mostly community college. We've got a wealth of talent out here. But, this is you've probably played with some of the guys coming out here from community college. This is a great chance to get seen.
Exactly. Yeah, especially this early, like you said. I mean, you mentioned that they're still keeping this guy in on the mound for the Knicks right now. We just don't really know if they have all their pitchers yet or how many guys. And, they got to set themselves up for the weekend. You can't burn guys. So, but, yeah, like you said, the local JC kids, this is a chance for them to come out and, really be seen, get some extra at-bats, and the temp guys potentially earn a full contract here.
Yeah, and I know some of these guys play at some good schools, but they don't get crowds like this out here. I mean, this is insane.
Exactly.
Griffiths, nice hold off on that one, goes to 3-2. And was that a surprise for you when you first came out here? I mean, I know maybe it wasn't quite the numbers then that it is now, but I mean, this is a little bit different atmosphere. You go to college, high school, junior college, come out here, the big crowds out here. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, this is definitely more. This is something I tell all the guys too when talking to them about summer ball is, this is an opportunity to get to play in front of a bunch of fans, and it's more of a pro ball style as far as the atmosphere goes, and you don't know if you're ever going to be able to do this in front of this size crowd again. So it's honestly the best time. Best time of your lives.
Absolutely. Looks like we're going to get a pitching change now as we're going to get a talk. We'll stay right here. We're talking to Brock Ragit, Potter legend, making a return out here in his new job as William Jessup and everything. And I would just, we talked a little bit about when you were playing, when you were on the Potters, did you really have any idea of, you talk about the passion you have for the game and for what you're doing now. Did you know that then, or was this something that you kind of like, not stumbled on, but found out?
This is something I found
Discovered,
out.
maybe we'll call it,
yeah. Yep. Back then I was more interested in the athletic administration side of things. It wasn't until I started coaching, honestly, for the Potters, my first coaching gig with Ryan, until I truly found the passion and love for it. And, ever since then, I believe it was 2019 or 2020, somewhere around there, is when I really found the passion and kind of just ran with it.
Yeah, and we talk about Ryan Stevens. Obviously, we both have a lot of respect for Ryan. But who are some of the other guys that you either played with or maybe coached when you were playing, or you played with that really, kind of not taught you anything, but you really maybe learned something from?
Yeah, just sticking on the Potter side of things, John Peters, he was, he was my coach when I played here. I got the privilege to coach alongside him for the last couple of years. He approaches the game, a certain way, and that's something I kind of learned from. Same with Ryan. But I played for a lot of good coaches, throughout my career, and I've taken something away from pretty much all of them, and then I've taken some things that I didn't really like from certain guys, and I just kind of take my approach and mold it off that stuff. But
well, it is great to see you out here. It is great anytime you come out here. It's great talking to you because you always have a smile on your face. You're always ready to go. And that's the last thing I want to ask you is, we kept track of your visits to the mound when you were a pitching coach, and we actually graded them. And I think you were up near 93% of the time that the guy that he faced next, he was retired after you talked to him. I know we've talked about this a little bit before, but I like to revisit it. When you go out to the mound as a pitching coach, what are you talking about? What are you not talking about?
So I'm going to give you the exact same answer I give you every single time.
And I love it.
I can't tell you what I say out there, but I will say the approach is a little different between guy to guy. Some guys you got to be a little more technical with, and the other guys you just kind of got to get their minds off baseball for a little bit.
Well, I mean, I think before you told me that you kind of shy away from doing too much technical talk.
Yes.
You're talking more maybe emotional kind of thing or just situational.
Yep. I'm a firm believer when guys start thinking too mechanical base, their performance starts to go down because they're focused on the wrong things. So, I've found just by studying it a little bit and visits I've made that if you get their mind off baseball for a little bit and you kind of get them playing relaxed a little bit, that's when they're – is that staying in?
Balky's pop-up caught by John Holtz behind the plate, so 1 out. We have a new pitcher, number 54. We're endeavoring to David Skaggs is our new pitcher. Thank you, Chris Joy.
Yeah, when you get their mind off baseball a little bit, they don't get too technical in their heads, and you kind of see their performance spike a little bit. So that's kind of the approach I have.
Now, if you notice something mechanical, though, if you notice he's doing something, obviously that would change. But for the most part, you're going for the mind and not the body.
Exactly. Yep.
All right.
Big mind game.
I want you to join me here. You're going to be my commentary guy. We're going to do this the rest of this inning.
Boy.
Just like on TV. It's ESPN and it's the Phantom and Brock Ragit's doing the ball game.
I'll be your color guy. I'll let you take lead.
First and second, Cal Elvis is the hitter outside for a ball. Well, that means you're the guy. You're the former player who has to, make, insights and stuff and throw things out that you're noticing, observations. So that's a lot of pressure on you, my friend.
I can do that. We'll see how good I am. We'll see how much I know.
2-0. Outside for a ball. 3 balls, no strikes on Cal Elvis. Colby Almiral, the number 9 hitter in the order, on deck for the Potters, who lead this one 5-1. They've got runners at first and second. Hit batter and a walk, then the pop out from Balky. Skaggs delivers a strike, 3-1.
Yeah, I hope Ryan Stevens is listening to this because he's next up on the old
to
come up here.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm sure he's going to be critiquing, how I call a game.
You got to set the bar. You got to set the bar pretty high, my friend.
Right now the bar is very low.
I know, but I knew that when I invited you. 3-2 on Cal Elvis out of Sac City College. Tremendous year for Sac City this year. Swing and a miss. Throw back to second base, but scampering back in is Andrew Sloan. The strikeout of Elvis. So Skaggs has come in, got the pop-up, got the strikeout, and he'll face Colby Almiral, who walked and scored back in the second inning. Out of Waldorf University, which I think is in Iowa.
Yes, Midwest.
Yes. Yeah, so, they really went out and found Colby. As, we're scouring the Iowa colleges. Hey, Colby looks like a good guy. Hey, it doesn't matter where you go. If you can play, go play. Doesn't matter where it is. Doesn't matter what, D1, 2, 3, and it doesn't matter.
Guys can play at all levels, man.
Yeah. 1 ball and no strikes on Amaral. Logan Pruski, top of the order on deck for the Potters. Now 2 outs. Swung on a miss. Yeah, Skaggs has come in and done pretty well. A little movement on that one.
Getting a little too deep in the count for my liking.
He is?
Yeah, personally.
So your most important pitch is strike one?
Yes.
That's your pitching philosophy. I like that. Line foul down the right field line. You can answer me this question. It's not as bad today as it gets to be, but why do the Potters have like 20 guys usually sitting outside the dugout ready for line drives to come at them?
All 20 of those guys are waiting for foul balls to come and asking for broken bats, foul balls, whatever they can get their hands on.
Okay, all right.
Or are you talking the players?
I'm talking players.
Players, it's one of those things you can't really get away with. You tell them as much as you can, they'll stay out there. They'll push their buttons.
Fly out to left field, left center field. Coming over is Schaefer, and he makes the catch for the third out. No runs for the Potters. They leave 2 after 3. Potters lead at 5-1. Brock Ragit, thanks so much, brother. It's great to see you. It's great to talk to you. I'm so glad things are going well for you. I'm going to have to come out to a Jessup game one of these days.
Please do, man.
And I'm
Please
sure
do.
I'll get honored treatment, and it'll be fantastic.
One thing before we cut to a commercial, I want you guys to notice if there's no camera up here, it's been 5 years, but the no Brock zone sign is finally gone.
Yeah, well, the no Brock zone is kind of an
Finally
example
gone.
of what kind of esteem we held you in for so long. Brock Ragit, you're the
Appreciate
best.
it always, man.
We're back in the top of the 4th. Potters lead at 5-1.
This job is the Esplanade at Turkey Creek phases 4 and 5. Our scope of work for this project is full scope, so we've got all the underground, all the joint trench, and all the topside included with it.
We're putting in sewer pipe, manholes. We're not doing services yet. We go through and do all the main line, and then we come back and do all the services after that. I would say this project right here, the one we're working on, is probably about a 2-month project. It's very costly to the developer, so beating the schedule is very important, more important than most projects. It's got a lot of groundwater, so we've got an extensive groundwater pump system in place. It's just cool to be a part of the built environment and know that for the next 100 years that people are going to use and enjoy what we've created here today.
Top of the fourth inning at McBean Stadium, 5-1 Potters. Our thanks to the great Brock Ragit for spending some time. I think we're going to talk with Potters President General Manager Matt Lundgren a little bit later, and that's the plan anyway. Who knows what's really going to happen? Riley, the engineer, is on the job right now, so anything can happen. And Riley, we just saw your karate friends out there doing a demonstration. It was tremendous. At the end, they were running together, and I thought for a second they were going to go to blows with each other. That would have been interesting, although probably not constructive. Halverson's first pitch to the back of Shabastari, so Max will go down to first base. Second hit batter for Jackson Halverson, and Jaden Pickowitz will be the hitter. Grounded out to first base his first time up. Shabastari hit the sacrifice fly to drive in the Knicks run in his first appearance back in the first inning, so no official at-bats for Max in this one, although that one a little bit more painful than his first one. The left-hand hitting Pickowitz out of Sonoma State at the plate. Outside and high, 1-0. One ball, no strikes. That's swung on and will foul tip into the glove of Andrew Sloan. Jake Tandy's at third. Logan Prutsky is at short. Brett Griffiths at second. Hudson Brown over at first. Elvis, Malbrough, and Balky in the outfield. That is a call strike. Behind the plate, Andrew Sloan. And Jackson Halverson out of McClatchy High School, headed to Sacramento State University, is on the mound. Giving up one hit so far. Hit two, walked one. Breaking ball, just misses somewhere, 2-2. Swing and a miss. There goes the runner. The throw to second base is accurate and it's high, and it's a little bit too late. So sliding in there is Shabastari with the stolen base. But the strikeout is recorded on Pickowitz. That's Jackson's third strikeout of the game, and he will face John Holtz, who hit the ball very well his first time up back in the second inning, flying out to center field. So John out of Sonoma State is 0-for-1. He is the catcher for Novato in this one. Right-handed hitter against Halverson. Hensel right back up the middle center field base hit. That will easily score Shabastari. A throw from Malbrough is going to be cut off by Hudson Brown. It's an RBI single for John Holtz, and it's a 5-2 ball game now in favor of the Potters. Holtz picks up the RBI, and Shabastari with that stolen base sets himself up to score on that single. Second hit for the Knicks, and that'll bring up Chris Delonges, who struck out his first time, left-hand hitting first baseman out of the College of Marin. Fastball on that corner, good pitch, 0-1. Brock Rack gets up here telling you that as a pitching coach, first pitch is strike one. He does not like getting deep in the count for his pitchers. Swing and a miss again, 0-2. Piper the Peacock sporting the new blue outfit. Was more of an orange last year, wasn't he, Riley the engineer? It was more orange last year. He's gone blue. Swing and a miss, 1-2-3. Delonges is the fourth strikeout victim, his second time falling to Halverson. 2 outs, and that'll bring up Max Garcia, who grounded out to shortstop his first time up. The El Cerrito High School product headed to Sonoma State, playing second base for the Knicks. Line drive, snagged at shortstop by Pruski for the out. So Garcia hit it well again, but Pruski right there to make the play. 1 run on, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's Potters 5, Knicks 2.
I'm Bill Spear, North Valley president of 5 Star Bank. In a time when business can feel so uncertain, we're here for you every step of the way.
I know they have a lot of bells and whistles within their bank, but just the relationship piece here locally on the business side is huge for us.
5 Star treats us like we're number one. They're right there with suggestions, with help. So I have to bank with people that have our mission in mind.
We're 5 Star Bank. How can we help you?
passing out $100 bills, and it kills and it thrills like the horns on my Silverado grill. And I buy the bar double round.
Welcome back, bottom of the fourth inning. McBean Stadium, first game of the new season, the summer season, so I have to time out the breaks just a little bit better here. John Skaggs, the pitcher for the Knicks. Daniel Killingsworth started. Skaggs came on to relieve him back in the third inning, did a great job, got 3 outs in a row after the first 2 runners had reached base against Killingsworth. So we will start off with the top of the order and Logan Pruski. Pruski has singled in a run, scored a run, and struck out, so he is 1 for 2.
Now batting for the Potters from Folsom Lake College, shortstop Logan Pruski.
Out of Folsom Lake College, hit over 300 this year for the Falcons. Struck out in the first, but then got that RBI single and scored a run in the 4-run second for the Potters. They lead it 5-2. Skaggs' first pitch is on the corner for a strike. It is 0-1. He's followed by Quincy Malbrough and Jake Tandy for Tyler Robertson and the Potters. Breaking ball misses 1-1. Fouled out of play by Pruski, the shortstop for the Potters tonight. Potters and Knicks go at it again tomorrow. 6:05 though for the start of that one, as it is a fireworks night, and fireworks nights are tremendous nights here at McBean Stadium. Sunday, 1:05 first pitch. Fastball sails high, 2-2. Reminder: happy hour from if you're coming to the game. If you don't want to stay home and listen to it, watch it on the YouTubes. If you want to come to the game, I guess that would be fun too. Come out here when the gates open up until the first pitch, it's happy hour. And you can't really knock that. That's really a good idea. I don't know who came up with that. I have to say it's not me, I don't think. But that's a good idea. Breaking ball's hit out to center field. Coming on is Medden. He's still coming on and makes a nice running catch in right center field for the first out. Pruski retired and a fly ball to center. 1 out, and Quincy Malbrough will be the hitter. Walked and scored in the first, then grounded out to second. That was back in the second inning, so he is 0 for 1, does have the run scored. I usually do like to take credit for most innovations around here, but that one's a good one. Happy hour. Hey, when the gate opens, it's happy hour. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Skaggs from the stretch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. 0-1 on Quincy. Jake Tandy to follow. That looks good in there for a strike. Distracted momentarily by Stones McCoy, just wandering around giving a thumbs up to everybody. He's that kind of guy, though. If there was an election for mayor of the Potters, he would run, and he would win. And then he wouldn't show up to do his duties, but he would win. Find him down at the tap house down there down the right field line. That's where he probably holds court. That's his campaign offices. Not a bad idea, really. 1-2 pitch misses outside. Evens it up at 2-2 on Quincy. Kung Fu guys walking down behind home plate. I think you could take at least 2 of them, Riley. I don't mean at the same time. It'd have to be one after the other. Breaking ball's fouled off. They did get a couple extras. I don't know that you and I could take all of them now. All right, I'll take 2. How many can you take? You get 3? Okay, probably the smaller ones. All right. I still think we'd lose, but at least we'd give a good showing. High fastball. Evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Malbrough. Bottom of the fourth here from McBean Stadium. Potters lead at 5-2. Breaking ball's lifted up, short left field. Coming on is Schaefer and makes the catch for the second out. So Skaggs has been very impressive since coming in. 5 straight batters retired, and now his sixth will be Jake Tandy, who is fly to right and got an RBI single. Out of the University of Pacific, Jake appeared in 44 games for the Tigers, hit .258, and was on the mound for 3 of those games. But he's up here with nobody on and 2 outs in the fourth. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Matt Lundgren has come in. I told him to come in the 5th inning. He shows up in the bottom of the 4th because that's the kind of guy, he's a go-getter. I like that. Riley, you could take a couple of lessons from that. Nice fastball by Skaggs. 1-1. He's been impressive since entering the game. Evens the count at Jake Tandy. Hudson Brown, the first baseman, to follow if Jake can get something started. That's chopped back to the mound. Skaggs has it and does the requisite 2/3 of the way over before he underhands it to first base for the out. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Potters. We go to the top of the 5th. Matt Lundgren joins us when we come back. Potters lead this one 5-2.
Hi, Bill Evans, President of the Placer County Association of Realtors. We're in the store, our conference facilities, an amazing team helps keep together an amazing organization, and we thank them all.
This organization can't do what it does and can't run the way it runs without the help of so many members volunteering their time.
The success of the Placer County Association of Realtors is largely dependent on our active volunteer members to help our organization and industry. The work of our committees greatly impacts our ability to champion efforts across the board and giving back to the Placer County community wherever we can.
Like all service organizations, I wanted to serve. And getting involved with the affiliate committee was the perfect way to do that.
I love being able to serve my community with my business friends and other leaders and give back to those who are in need.
The thing I love about the PCAR committees is they all work toward the same goal of bringing the community together to support those in need in our surrounding area.
I instantly came to the meeting and had a wonderful time, felt like I was a part of something bigger, and it was just the start of my leadership journey.
Top of the 5th inning, Potters lead at 5-2. I am joined by, one of the things that we do when I interview this guy is I always ask him, Matt Lundgren, what are some of the new job titles you picked up since I talked to you last?
None that the Potters have given me, but yeah, my wife always has new job duties for me.
So, general manager,
Yep.
owner, president? Okay.
I'm also the president of the Friends of McBean Park Stadium
Oh,
nonprofit.
fantastic.
Yeah. I guess I am the president of McBean Food and Beverage, which is our.
So you
food
have
and
come
beverage.
up with a couple of new ones.
Those have been there. They've been in the shadows.
Now, whose idea was it that I just heard? This is a new thing. Now, we always have the dueling dog batter.
Yep.
If you pick one batter out of the lineup, I think it's Brandon Herder today. I'm not even sure. Willie told me.
He's up
and
the
then
bat
Brandon's
right
up right now, and he walked his first time. If he strikes out, then dueling dogs is half off for the rest of the inning. But
Right.
now there's a new thing. The Farmer's 5th inning.
Farmer's 5th inning.
I am. There's
Oh,
a
here we
grounder.
go. He gets out
Okay,
here.
so hold on. Over to first by Pruski. Got him
There
at
it is.
first. Okay, so there what is?
Half
What just
off
happened?
Farmer's beer the rest of the inning.
Because the Farmer's batter in the 5th inning made an out.
First batter
Any
of the
kind of
fifth.
out. Doesn't
Yep,
matter.
doesn't matter.
Now, if he would have struck out, we would have had a double play.
Double
That's-
dip, yep.
So if the first batter on the opposing team in the top of the 5th makes an out, Farmer's beer is half off of the inning.
That's right.
That's a genius.
Yeah.
Again, was that your idea?
It was Nolan and I.
I usually like to
put
take
our heads
credit for
together
these
for
kind
that.
of ideas, but I did not come up with that one. That was you guys all the way. That was tremendous.
Well, we were trying to come up with something catchy for farmers that was a little bit different, and that kind of just popped up.
Well, a pop-up would work.
Yeah,
That would be an
pop-up
outlet
works,
to work.
yeah. We'll take
Well,
it.
after this pitch, I want to actually get started on the actual interview portion that I've extensively prepared for. That is in there for a strike. I think I want to start with the fact that I don't have the stats, I don't have the graphs because they don't give me that kind of thing. But anecdotally, I would say last year, attendance-wise, had to be the best year that the Potters ever had.
Yep.
So, first of all, as he lines it out to right field, but on the move is my guy Wyatt Balke out of American River College, and he makes the catch. So, first of all, was that true? Secondly, if so, what do you attribute that to, and how do you then use that in the spring going forward?
I think, yes, that is true. We set all of our attendance records. We've pretty much set consecutively after COVID,
right.
2021, 2022, 2023.
Potter fans have bounced back.
And, really, it's word of mouth growing through this community. This community is very tight-knit, and if there's something good going on, people find out. We can do all the advertising we want, but really it's the people that come here that help bring more people here.
As it flies the ball out to right field, Balke again makes the catch, and that's a quick inning. Man, I gotta have to stay around. We can actually. Why don't you just stay here right now? We won't go to break. We'll just kind of keep chatting if we will. So this is our 7th year. This is the 8th year the Potters have been back. Is it still for you the same kind of excitement on opening night as it was back in 2017, 2018, back in those days?
Yeah, if by excitement you mean like stressing out and super nervous. Yeah,
anxiety.
That's always there. Yeah, and it keeps growing because we have a reputation now. So now, early on, we didn't have anything to live up to. We were new.
Yeah,
so
the bar was low in those days.
The bar has been set, so we're constantly trying to either make sure we reach it or eclipse it. So yeah, it's there's a lot of pressure, but I've got a really good staff. So it's my load is lighter, so it works out.
Yeah, I don't see you carrying stuff around as much as I used to see you carry around. You have you talked about Nolan. You have Nolan, but the one thing I kind of want to key on, and it's just struck me today when I walked in, is I see it's seemingly thousands of new interns, and I don't think we've ever talked about this. Obviously, everybody knows interns are important, but exactly how important and in what ways are they important for an organization like this, a kind of a grassroots kind of organization?
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why we couldn't operate if we didn't have certain individuals helping out. But interns specifically, it's the day-to-day. They're not running the point of sales or that kind of stuff, but there's so much that goes on behind the scenes that a regular fan might not even know about. And without them, there's no way Nolan and I and Ariana would be able to handle that. So we depend on them tremendously. And for them, too, it's really, if you were to do an internship, and this isn't to knock on anyone, but if you were to do an internship with the A's or the Giants or the River Cats, you would be set up, very one-dimensional.
You have one thing
you
that you
would
did,
be doing social media during games. Here, and not all of it is pretty, but you really get a feel for all the different aspects of how a sports team is run, and they can then go from there and be like, all right, I cross off this part. I don't like doing that, but I really enjoy doing this. And then when they go to their next job, that's what they can look for. So I think we really give them a good perspective on how things work instead of being.
Absolutely. You have like the best game staff. It's just that we don't always mention them as part of the game staff. We talk about some of the others. Today we have the karate people out here. And this year, the first question I almost always ask you is my juggler guy, is Jeremiah the juggler coming back? Because I was his only fan, and he tried to do a 35-minute set between innings, and it just didn't work. But still, can we give the guy another chance?
I haven't heard from that guy in a long time. He used to reach out. He almost burned down the infield. So that was well, speaking of burning down the infield, again, the Knights are coming back, right? We're gonna get the Knights out there killing themselves in full armor. We got 2 dates.
2 dates for the Knights. What's the? Do you have offhand the first one? Because I like to give people, and I tell people to go to the website and information and tickets and stuff. But if they know when the Knights are, the Knights are huge.
The second fireworks night, so that's the second Saturday or first Saturday in June.
There you go. Now you know what day the Knights are going to be here. And if you haven't seen the Knights, I rarely speechless, but the first time I saw, and not just the Knights when they were hitting each other with Knight-like stuff, but when they start going all Matrix on each other and Kung Fu-ing each other.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Yeah. I like one that we had a couple years ago. The dude, he would throw down his weapons. He just tackled them.
What is that about? What is that about? I don't get that. It's crazy. As Hudson Brown goes down to first base, I get involved with Jeremiah's Juggler and the Knights, and I don't even pay attention. I'm sorry. It's a great product. Don't get me wrong. But just that gets me going because great entertainment is as much a part of it, as the guys you put on the field.
potentially we should just host a tournament for them here.
Gosh, that's
baseball would be the in-between innings part.
That is another tremendous idea.
We just do the nights.
Do they do that? Would they do tournaments? Because obviously they don't like each other.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we figured out by watching them.
Well, they have teams like this. The team that
they do. Okay.
The group that comes here is the Sacramento area-based team. They go and travel all over the state and country and do
So they have
tournaments.
tournaments and stuff?
So we could host a tournament here. And I'll have you do the play-by-play.
I'm in. I am in. I got to learn some nights. Well, I mean, that was that era. That's when I was growing up. Obviously, 13th, 14th century. That's my jam. Sloan pops out to second base. Brown still at first base, and Brett Griffiths from American River College. It's great to see Brett out here. I mean, we cover him. Obviously, we do the American River College games, and he had a tremendous season. So
his coach called me personally, and
Coach Jay?
Yep, and he told me that he needs to be on your team, and that he's going to be going to a big school most likely, hopefully signing shortly. So we're
fantastic.
Excited to have him.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear Coach Jay. He's got to come out here. That guy was the first coach we ever met at ARC when we went over there. He's a big fan of mine, obviously. So obviously his judgment is a little bit hazy, but other than that, he's a really good guy.
Anytime you're a unanimous Big 8 all-conference player, you got a good baseball player.
Yeah, and the Beavers were much better this year, but still not in the top half of the league. And to be unanimous coming from the bottom of the league, that's incredible. There's a chopper down to third base picked up by Nazari, who's going to have to hurry to first base. Brett, did he beat it out? No, he didn't, as the umpire does not share our high opinion of Brett. And also our high opinion of if you get there first, you're supposed to be safe.
Yeah, that's technically how it's supposed to go.
I mean, I know I've been around a long time. I don't think they've changed that yet.
We'll blame it on the two-man crew.
We will definitely blame it on the two-man crew, and we'll bring up Wyatt Balke, also from American River College. So obviously, I mean, you talk anxiety and everything, but with every new season, there's a lot of anticipation. That one will drop into left center field and drive in a run. Wyatt Balke the throw comes into the plate, and sliding in this safely is Hudson Brown. That was actually a little closer than I thought it would be, although he went into a slow-motion slide a little bit too early, but Balke delivers the RBI single. Brown scoring.
Good thing is that he's so tall, he can slide from about three-quarters of the way there, and he's on home plate.
Yes, and I got to give the credit to the recruiter who got him.
Yeah.
He said, this guy's tall and his slide is going to be long, so that's well done right there. Balke gets the RBI single. Cal Elvis will be the hitter. But before we let you go, Matt, talk a little bit about the new league and the excitement of the Pacific Empire League.
Yeah, we're very excited for a number of reasons. One, I mean, it reunites us with some of our favorite rivals. We get to play the Rogues and Crabs 6 times each.
Fantastic.
Some of the best organizations on the West Coast, and being united with them again is awesome. But yeah, we're really looking forward to having some like-minded operations kind of working together.
Yeah.
And not a knock on the CCL. We love playing the CCL, tremendous competition. But they don't really see eye to eye on a lot of the fan engagement aspects of the operation.
Which are critical to the way the Potters do business, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of that came into play, and I think the long-term success of our organization is going to be impacted by being in this new league. That gives us, we have less travel dates, more home dates.
Right.
And anytime if you can equalize that out, it gives us more revenue to help expand projects here at the ballpark and have more fun for everybody.
Nazario across the diamond gets Elvis at first base for the odd. Potters score once. We'll go to the top of the 6th inning. Potters now leading at 6-2. Matt, before I go, I've got to ask you this question.
Yeah.
The rivalry between the Potters and the Medford Rogues is legendary, and it's keyed by 2 certain individuals. One of them is the
to be determined, but
got to give it to us.
But we've done that. I went up there last year and did the same thing. So I don't know if you were aware of that.
I was aware, but I did not get
I took him yard about 250 feet to.
See, I was not. No one informed me of that.
Yeah. We did the same thing last year up in Medford. We even got the assistant GMs on some action. They were doing cornhole and some other in-between inning events. But we got there's another level to this rivalry is that our assistant coach Pat Esposito from last year.
Right.
Pat is his dad. Nate
Esposito, yeah.
was our assistant coach last year. He's now their head coach.
Right.
And their former player, Michael Levine, is now our assistant coach.
So this is getting good. We got
Rogues legends on the Potter staff, and we got Potter's legends on the Rogue staff. So it's going to really be a –
Well, however you do it, I want to be there. I want to be in the front row for that one. It's great. Matt, thanks so much for dropping by. We will talk to you again, I'm sure, many times during the season. Congratulations.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Matt Lundgren, president, general manager, owner, president of a couple other things, which I think he just made them up, but I don't know. They sounded pretty good, so I'm going to go with it. Friends of McBean or something like that. But anyway, that is Matt Lundgren. We are moving into the top of the 6th inning. Potter scoring once in the 5th number. Jackson Halverson went to first. Stop has hit a sacrifice fly and been hit by a pitch. He scored a run. He's driven one in. So Micah Marquez, after Halverson goes 5 innings. The right-hander delivers a strike. 0-1. Broken bat out to shortstop. Pruski has it across the diamond for the out. And the bat, I don't think, hit anybody, so I think everybody is safe. And Javastari is out at first base. He is not safe. He is out, but everybody is safe. Physically, that is, as the bat was trying. We're going to have a pinch hitter, I think, here. Number 35. That's a ground ball out towards second base. Griffiths has it. Flips it to first and throws it down in the dirt, and not being able to handle it is Brown. It'll be an error on the second baseman. First error for the Potters in this game, as I think Brett was a little bit too close to first base. Didn't know whether to overhand it or underhand it. And the runner safe at first. Anani Wilson was our pinch hitter. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Just picked that up. So Wilson is in for Pickowitz. He is at first base with 2 outs, and John Holtz hit the ball well twice. He's flying to center, and he is singled and driven in a run. So Wilson makes his debut. He's on first base, getting a decent lead over there at first. That's chopped foul by John Holtz, the catcher out of Sonoma State University. Oh, 0-1 now on John Holtz. Crystal. So Paul running at first base, utility player out of Sonoma State. Inside is the fastball to Holtz. 2 balls, 1 strike. Top of the 6th, 6-2 Potters. Swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball by Micah Marquez. That is a beautiful pitch outside corner. Call strike 3. No runs, no hits, an error, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Potters lead this one 6-2.
Astro Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Here in Michigan, we do more than just survive the winter. We thrive during it. You simply can't keep us away from what we love most: great times and amazing beer. The snow transforms the landscape and lays the path for adventures yet to be had. Trails ready to be explored, and freshly groomed hills ready for the first run of the day. And later, as the sun descends, it's time to unwind with great conversation and even better friends. Experience a taste of Michigan winter with Founders Brewing Company, born and brewed in Michigan.
Welcome back. Bottom of the sixth innings. David Skaggs back out on the mound for the Knicks, and why not? He's been very successful since he's come in. He's given up 1 run and 1 hit in relief of Killingsworth, Daniel Killingsworth, who was the starter. It'll be Colby Amaral leading off here in the bottom of the sixth. Then he's followed by Logan Pruski and Quincy Malbrough. Our thanks to Brock Ragit and also to Matt Lundgren for dropping by. Matt, a lot of exciting stuff here with back in the Pacific Empire League and back with against the Medford Rogues. I did not know that he went yard on his counterpart Dave May last year, because I know the year before we gave him a lot of static for kind of dropping that one. But our apologies to Matt for not recognizing his accomplishments from last year. So this year it's the rubber match as we get back in the same league as Medford and as the Humboldt Crabs. Obviously, the Prune Packers will be in there too, I suppose. But I guess we'll have to get over that. Here's Colby Amaral out of Waldorf University. He's the DH tonight, batting in the number 10 years, 11, 12 years. It's all been against my better judgment. Outside 3-1 on Colby Amaral. Logan Pruski to follow. Chris Toy, the great toy man, going out and getting me the info. June 7th and July 6th are the Knights. The Knights will be, the Medieval Knights we'll call them. The Medieval Knights will be out here, a league of them in different areas. I think we've got to bring them together for like one of the, what do they call it? Not a medieval fair. What do they call those things? How can I not think of what they call them? Line drive on 1 hop out to shortstop, stabbed out there by Chavastari across to first, and he got him. That's a good play by Max at shortstop for the first out. 1 out, and Logan Pruski will be the hitter. Logan is singled, he is flied to center, and he is struck out. So he is 1 for 3. He scored a run, he's driven. See, that's the thing. Attacking the horse. I don't care. I don't care if you stab each other, but leave the horses out of it, okay? That's all I'm saying. And then I'm watching the Game of Thrones, and they do the jousting, and the guy knocks him off. And so the guy who loses comes after, swung and a miss. Going to have to throw down to first base to get Pruski. And then the guy who loses goes and attacks the guy who won. Where's the honor among knights? You're supposed to have honor and chivalry and all that stuff. But no, this guy attacks him. Of course, it was Damon, so that's why. He was not a good person. 2 outs, Quincy Malbrough walked and scored in the first, grounded to second, fly to left. So Quincy 0 for 2 with that run scored. 2 outs here in the Potters' 6th. They lead at 6-2. Quincy fouls that one down toward the dugout of the Knicks. One of the coaches tries to run it down and just couldn't catch up with it. But nice try anyway. No balls, 1 strike. Jake Tandy on deck in case Quincy gets something started. It's the catch for the 3rd out. So 1, 2, 3 for the Potters. In the 6th, we're back with the great Stones McCoy in the top of the 7th. Potters on top, 6-2. The final one, baseball and softball,
Yep.
and Brett Griffiths, wide, balky out in right field, both playing for the Beavers this year. And I guess talking to Matt Lundgren, there's a chopper down to third base, handled by Tandy across the.
I'm getting the Lundgren treatment, aren't I?
Stones, it's not me, it's them.
I'm getting the Lundgren
The
treatment.
Knicks heard who you were up here, and they're swinging at anything.
You know why? It's because they want to get this inning over with so they can go listen to it.
They want to listen to
They
it. They
wanna
also
hear
know
me.
it's a 7th inning stretch. That's right, yeah.
That's true. Pinch hitter coming up.
No, I believe that's Eli Hancock. He took over for Herder in right field, made the last put out.
So right-handed thrower, left-handed batter.
There you go.
All right.
On the outside corner for a strike. So Stones, they've got him out so fast. I didn't know what I was going to tell you. So you've got it. It looks like you've got, you have the coaching tree. In football, you have coaching trees like the Belichick coaching tree. There's a fly ball out to right center field. That might get down. Coming after it is Balky, and he can't get there. It'll be a single for Hancock. And that'll bring up Quinn Menon. Now, it looks like you're getting your own engineering coach.
The Toy Man's the originator. He was here from the very, very beginning, so he's always going to be around, and it was a father's dream to finally be able to turn this company over to my son. So
Riley, the engineer, is taking over the whole kit and caboodle, as we say.
You bet.
Menon takes that one in there for a strike, and I...
Teenage boy and a couple more from up the he had him by the collar, said he
I was kind of digging our commercial break. That was pretty good. Stone's House. Was that you singing?
No, that was not me, and I don't know who was singing, but I'll tell you who put it together. The new engineer,
Riley the engineer.
Duncan. Yeah,
he was the MVP last year, but it was
Chris Stoy's the MVP already.
It was more of the rookie of the year last year than MVP.
Yeah,
I think he was rookie of the year.
Yeah,
and this year I don't know what he's. I mean, the sky's the limit. I was asking this of Matt when I was talking to him, and I'm going to ask it of you too, because you've seen a lot of seasons of the Potters. You've been up here for a lot of Potters games. Last year was. From the attendance perspective, the most successful season. The fans have really come back. What are you looking for this year as the Potters make some improvements? We talked a little bit about the grassy mold down in left field and other stuff's going on, but what are you looking for this year? Because, you have a unique perspective being around the team for so long.
Well, what I'm really looking for is I'm looking to see how this team really gels together. We've got a
read about you.
Ray actually did tell me, I'm sorry, I don't have any uniform for you tonight, so you just can't coach. Sorry.
Line drive up the middle on one hop. Nice play by Max Garcia over to first and gets Jake Tandy by a step. So Jake is out, hits the ball hard, but good play by Max Garcia for the first out. That'll bring up Hudson Brown. It's always fun, too, isn't it, just to see the new guys. Now, as you mentioned, we know Brett, we know Wide Balky from ARC, and we've seen a couple of these other guys playing against them. But, you see a guy like a Hudson Brown, you see Halverson out here, the starting pitcher. Always fun to see new guys.
Absolutely. Jake McCowan, I'm very interested to get to learn a lot about. I've heard a lot of good things about Jake. So I'm very interested to watch him this year. I think he's going to be one of the guys to keep an eye on this year. So that's interesting for me. And then I'm really interested to see how the pitching staff comes together. You know this better than I do, but every summer that's one of the sticking points.
Yep.
How good is your pitching staff? How deep is it? And that's really going to be what carries you through the summer.
Yeah, speaking of pitching, Marcus Tolliver is warming up for the Knicks out there. It was funny because Tyler Robertson, the new manager, they're still putting their rosters together, so he came up early before the game and handed Willie a roster addition with 5 names on it. 4 of them were pitchers.
Oh, is that
so
right?
that just shows you
that's
what they're looking for, because you get a couple of infielders, they can be Ironmen, they can be out there every game.
Absolutely.
That sharply hit fair ball down the first base line. Brown's got it. You get around first. That's a nice play out in right field by Hancock. The throw comes in. It's just a little bit too late. Head first dive for Hudson Brown. He's got his first hit as a Potter. He is at second base with 1 out.
Welcome to the family, Hudson. That's how you do it right there.
Perfectly downfield line. Yeah, you're right. You can get a couple of infielders, and we've seen it over the years how great the middle infielders have been for the Potters, but they can go out there every day.
Oh, yeah.
Your pitchers, again, you usually have them on loan from a college, a community college or a 4-year college, and the manager or a coach of that college is telling you, I don't want this guy pitching more than this, or I want this guy to get this many. So you're hamstrung, and that's something that Ryan would always talk to us about as far as trying to figure out his pitchers, because he can only pitch them a certain number of innings.
Absolutely, and then just to feel the pitchers out themselves, how they're feeling. A lot of these guys, they're not from this area. So, pitching out here, the weather is different. There's a lot of differences.
One hopper to Garcia. Another nice play by Max, and he gets him at first base. Sloan hit it, Hudson Brown, and that'll bring up Brett Griffiths, who's grounded to third on a little chopper that we all felt he was safe at first base. I think we all did.
How about Brett for a good half an hour, man? He really likes what he sees with Brett right now. And that was nice to hear because, he's a hitter.
We also work on the boards. Willie Preston to my right, the best PA this year, bright blue, which I'm still getting used to be honest with you. And, he did lose the race, so at least he is as slick. It's a sharp grounder down. It's shortstop. That's going to be a tough base, so he has his second hit of the day, an infield single. Good looking pitch inside corner, 1-1. John Holtz, the catcher, on deck. Watches that one high and outside, 2-1. Martinez still working in the pen for the Potters. Halverson went the first 5. Marquez hits the 6th and the 7th, and he's got 1 out and 2 on here in the 8th. That one just misses, so it's 3-1 on Jake Paul. The 3-1 pitch is right in there for a strike, 3-2. Marquez has struck out 2 in his 2 1/3 innings. There's a line drive, 1 hopper at shortstop, second for 1. Griffiths to first, and he did not get him at first base. Paul, being a left-handed hitter, got down there a little too quickly. A nice turn in the middle by Pruski and Griffiths, but just not in time. Moving over to third is Nazario. It's a fielder's choice for Paul. He is at first base, and John Holtz, who's flied to center. He's got an RBI single, and he's going to strike out. So John is 1 for 3 in this one. Catcher from Sonoma State University. Paul with a short lead over at first base. That's in there, breaking pitch. 0-1, beautiful pitch from Michael Marquez. Watches that one go just a little bit outside. Good job by Holtz to lay off it. Evens the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Chopped down to first base off the hands. Handled and tagged out by Brown at first base. Unassisted, we call that. So no runs, 2 hits. They left 2. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Potters still on top, 6-2.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 8th inning. Potters will send up wide. Balky, Kyle Elvis, and Colby Emerald against David. I think it's still David Skaggs on the mound. I got to get my guy to check numbers because it might be somebody different. David Skaggs was very impressive while he was in, but I think that might be someone else. Oh, that's I think that's Marcus Tolliver. So Tolliver has come in. He was warming up in the pen before. I got the word from Chris Toy. Now I know why I got the word from Chris Toy. As we got people singing, I got friends in low places, and that was a wounded animal singing that, so that we've got to stop that feature right now. That was just scary, what I just heard down there. Jackson Sadler is our new pitcher, not Tolliver. So Jackson Sadler coming in wearing number 31, not 38. and he will face Wyatt Balke starting off the inning. Wyatt with a couple of hits today and an RBI and a run scored, so he's having an impressive debut. The right fielder out of American River College only played 19 games this season due to injury, but he hit over 300 in those 19 games. Did show a little bit of power as well. So Sadler is talking with John Holtz out on the mound, getting their signal straight, because, I mean, as Stone said when he was here last inning, there's a lot of guys who don't really know each other, and pitchers and catchers got to get kind of on the same page if they can. So it'll be Sadler against Balke. Singled to score in the second, singled in a run in the fifth, and popped out to the catcher back in the third inning. Sadler from the stretch. Swing and a miss. High fastball. 0-1 on Wyatt Balke. Oh, 1 pitch coming up from Sadler. Same place, same result, 0-2. Good outing by David Skaggs. He came on in the third inning. Pitched 4 2/3 innings, giving up just a hit and a single run. Make that 2 hits and a single run. 0-2 to Wyatt Balke. Fouls that one off. Inside fastball. Inside outs it back to the screen. So it's still 0-2 on Balke. Cal Elvis to follow. Balke from ARC. Cal Elvis from Sacramento City College. 7, 8, 9 for the Potters here in the 8th inning. Swing and a miss. Got him on strikes. So Balke is out for the first out here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Cal Elvis, who struck out twice and grounded to short, will be the next hitter. Cal out in left field for the Potters tonight. Sac City College, the Panthers' own Cal Elvis. That one is a little bit too high. All the pitches from Sadler have been up in the strike zone or out of the strike zone so far. That one is in there for a strike. 1-1. Look out, that's inside, 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Misses outside, 3-1. Rosario at third, Chapastari at short, Garcia at second, Delonges at first, Schaefer's in left, Medin in center, and Eli Hancock out in right. John Holtz behind the plate for the Novato Knicks in the first of a 3-game set against the Potters to open the 2024 summer season. 40 home games for the Lincoln Potters. And they come fast and furious, so hit up LincolnPotters.com for tickets and for further information. Cal Elvis gets the base on balls. He has hit first base with 1 out, and Colby Amaral will be the hitter, the designated hitter out of Waldorf University. Walked and scored back in the second inning. Grounded to short in the 6th. 0 for 2 so far in this one with that run scored. Fastball just misses inside. 1-0. Top of the order, Logan Pruski on deck for Lincoln. Good lead at first base by Cal Elvis. And noticing it is Sadler as he goes over to first, trying to chase Cal back. Sails that one high, 2-1, or 2-0, excuse me. Got the strike out of Balky, but then walked Cal Elvis and is behind with Colby Amaral. 2 balls and no strikes. Popped up. That'll be out of play. Came right down the middle with that one. 2-1 now on Colby. Grassy knoll down the left field line. They did a little work down there, cleaned it up a little bit, put a sidewalk and a little more fence down there. But still, the grassy knoll's been preserved, and there's a really good crowd out there. The knoll dwellers out there tonight. Not as many as there were at the beginning, but still a very representative sample of them. Checking out the game. There goes the runner, and the pitch is high, and Holtz is going to think about throwing, but then hold up in a steal for Cal Elvis, excuse me. Cole being the big brother, who we had to announce for the Healdsburg Prune Packers for a couple of seasons. We'll be seeing them again, probably the end of the month, end of June, when we start Pacific Empire League play. I think the first game is actually against the Crabs. That is inside for a ball. So first and second, and here is Logan Pruski, who has struck out twice, singled in a run, and flied to center. Shortstop coming out of Folsom Lake College. Right-handed hitter. Up with a chance for a couple more runs, or at least one more run batted in with Elvis at second base. Quincy Malbrough to follow. Swing and a miss. That was the fastball that he threw to Balky starting off the inning, but then momentarily lost it as Elvis and Emerald get the base on balls, and comes back with a good fastball against Pruski to put Logan in the hole at 0-1. Big right-handed hitter against the right-hander, Jackson Sattler. Third pitcher for the Knicks in this one. That one just a little bit inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. RBI single and scored a run back in the second inning, did Logan Pruski. Potter scored 4 of their 6 runs in that second inning, scored 5 in the first 2 innings, and then had a single run in the 5th. That's fouled back to the screen, another fastball from Sadler, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Daniel Killingsworth started for the Knicks. Then David Skaggs came in to pitch the middle and pitch very impressively, give way to Jackson Sadler here in the bottom of the 8th. He's got a strikeout and 2 walks, and he's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Logan Pruski. Outside for a ball. Nice scoop by John Holtz. It looked like Cal Elvis had a really good jump off second base if he wanted to take off, but he kept it. Didn't want to probably distract Pruski with 2 strikes on Logan. Swing and a miss. Pops out, but it no foul ball. A swing and a miss. So Pruski is down on strikes. 2 outs. So 2 walks and 2 strikeouts in the inning for Sadler. Now he faces Quincy Malbrough. Walked in the first, scored a run, grounded to second, fly to left, fly to right. So Quincy putting the ball in play, but he's 0 for 3 so far in this one. Also out of Folsom Lake College, where he had a very good season. Hitting .359 for the Falcons in the very tough Big 8 conference. There goes the runner. The pitch is in there for a strike. The throw to third is a little bit offline, and safe is Elvis. Holtz got rid of it very quickly. I think he probably had a chance at Elvis, but he threw the ball to the foul side of third base, and Elvis slides in safely. Staying at first base was Colby Amaral. And I think Holtz might have injured himself, so we got a momentary little pause here as the pitcher, Sadler, comes in and does the taps him with his glove on his shoulder, which usually makes everything okay. Hopefully everything is okay as John is bent over, hands on the knees. Didn't see any contact. He jumped up there and to gun the ball down to third base. Runners now at first and third here, bottom of the eighth. 2 outs. Thought that pitch was in there for a strike. Scoreboard says 1-0, but I believe it's 0-1. Elvis, as we said, was getting a good jump, and I think they're going to probably have to take Holtz out and bring in a new catcher. So we're going to step away for just a second. We'll be back with the latest developments. Bottom of the eighth, Potters lead this one 6-2.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go be.
So as soon as they signal for a new catcher to come out, John Holtz said, no, I'm not going out, and he's still in. So, again, I'm fooled. Grounder out to second base. Garcia has it over to first for the out. So no runs, no hits, 2 left. We'll go to the top of the 9th inning. Potters trying to close out, win number 1 on the season. They lead this one 6-2.